and welcome to this video where I'm going to talk about another one of my planner/journal sections, namely the development section, which is a section that looks like this. It's kind of boring to look at. An empty page just looks like this. I ink it and I draw lines because I have 4 sections per day. I put the dates up here, and up here I write about my energy level. I have my what's it called, like cheat sheet here. So my energy level, my sleep, and my inspiration level, like if I feel inspired or not, if it's a creative day or not. So I often write in the mornings about how many hours I slept, when I woke up, if I slept well, how I'm feeling. And then I fill in during the day information about how I feel. At the beginning of March, I didn't have this, it wasn't this structured. So I'm going to show you some, well, like here. It was a very slow morning. I was like low on energy, but I feel maybe a little bit creative. And then, yes, I was creative. This is later in the day. I was creative, and I picked up speed during the day. So in the afternoon, I worked really intensely. So by writing everything to do about my energy levels and inspiration in one place, I can see how it develops during the day. So, I mean, I could write about that on my, for example, on my daily doodles, but having it gathered, where is it, in one place like this, makes it easier to see the development. I mean, this is the development section, and if I read my book this way, like only the top section here on my development pages, I can see everything to do with my energy throughout the month. Only that. And if I want to know about how I've felt emotionally during the month, I look at the second section here. So here I was grateful and relieved about something a colleague did, slightly exhilarated because I'd sort of cracked the code in a difficult job-related task I had. Then later that day, I'm so glad that this new approach is working. And I was inspired by this meeting I had with a couple of colleagues. So that was one day, 31st of March, and the 1st of April. I'm still really engaged in this job task, and it still feels fun, but I'm apprehensive because I think I'll be tired tonight and it's Friday night and I should be having fun and I'm not sure. So depending on how I read these pages afterwards, I can see how things develop day by day, divided by context, inspiration, emotions, body, and intellect. Or I can read the whole day and see how, for example, if I was tired, if my energy levels were low, maybe I didn't do that much at work, like intellectual stuff. Or maybe I see that I was tired in the morning and then I picked up speed, and look at that, even though in the morning I felt like I don't want to do anything today because I'm just so low and depleted. And then I see that I have but this is a bad day for that. But this one, I did quite a lot. I wrote stuff, I listened to a document, I wrote some more. And I had a meeting that was really productive. And, that way, these pages are meant as like learning. I want to learn about myself because it's so easy to sort of I don't know how to put this, but you think like, it's so easy to think that you had a bad day, and maybe it wasn't a bad day. If you look back on it, maybe it was really good in many ways. And maybe when you've had a rough week, maybe you think like, I was tired every day, I did nothing. And then you go back and you see that, no, I actually had a few hours on Wednesday when I was feeling good and I was happy about something, and my back was actually feeling kind of great for once, and I got a lot of work done. So it's meant to document the fluctuations in life, so that you have a chance to learn about how you work as a person. When are you tired, when are you inspired, how does social confrontations impact you. Like if there's something here where I argued with my sister and then the next day I'm really depleted and low, well, maybe that's because of the argument. Like you get to see those things and track patterns. This video is very unstructured, so let's move on. I've talked about the energy box here. The second box, as I said, emotions. So emotional state, my mood, and relationships. So anything that happens, anything I feel, interactions with other people that feel significant. And it's actually quite a hard box for me to fill in because I normally don't feel anything. So I really need to think, like, what am I feeling now? And then these things come out, like, I'm actually kind of pleased with myself, or I'm grateful for this thing, or I was pleasantly surprised, or I feel irritated about this person who did this thing, and I feel hurt by this thing. And maybe it's not like big feelings that, ooh, big drama, but under the surface there are feelings lurking that may impact everything else, and it's good to just become aware of them. And some people are really good at this. They're good at knowing their own emotions. I'm not, so this really helps me. The body box, that sounds kind of macabre. That's where I write about my knee, my back, all the things that give me grief. Sometimes I write about my exercising, and I write about my like post-COVID symptoms and how that's going, and the relationship between exercise and symptoms. So for example, yesterday I cycled on my exercise bike for 20 minutes, even though I felt like maybe I shouldn't do this because I don't feel 100% in my lungs. And sure enough, today has been kind of a wreckage. So yes, you should listen to your body. And this is one way of doing that, by documenting. And actually, when I have aches and pains, I can go back and see, oh, maybe I didn't stretch for a few days, so maybe that's the problem, maybe I should do that. Or maybe this pain is better today and I actually exercised this part of my body. I worked out doing arm strengthening exercises, and my shoulder is actually feeling better today, so maybe there's a relation. You can spot these patterns again. And finally, the hardest one, the intellectual box, because I live in my head all the time, so I do mental things. That's the wrong word. Like intellectual work, I don't notice that I'm doing it. So to begin with, when I started this setup, I didn't know what to write because it was, no, I'm not doing anything. I'm not using my brain. But then I started writing, I wrote a text, I listened to a document. Today I'm giving my brain, a free, like, what's it called? Vacation. And really like documenting, am I exerting myself mentally or not? And it's really a good thing, same as the rest, because I can spot that, yeah, actually I I did a lot of mental work today, and you know, I can be tired. It's okay because I did exert myself. So it's a way of being kind to yourself, understanding yourself, and just realizing when it's time to chill out, I guess. So I write about, you know, the how hard my day has been at work, or if I've, you know, done something intellectual in my free time, like world building, what I've done, if I've felt like, if there have been obstacles that I've sort of fought against, and if I've had breakthroughs. So that's what I write at the very bottom. And you can see that I wasn't, I've been sort of, it's been very easy to write about bodily stuff, because it's easy to notice when you're in pain or when you're not in pain. So that's very visible. But the other boxes have been kind of empty sometimes. But with this list, where I've, you know, gathered everything that can possibly go wrong, or that I can, you know, document and have a think about, it's easier. So these first 2 days in my new book, my April book, I've really documented a lot, and this looks nice as well. It feels like I'm actually using the whole page as well. So yes, I like it.